Hey, you know what? Why it didn't work? You know what? Hello and welcome to your weekly dose of reviewing stuff. And don't have to say that many times ever again, since because you have already know it. And so for today's episode here, I'm going to take you a look at a mouse. What? Another mouse again? So if you didn't know, in the previous video I have done reviewing the fake Weibo mouse, which, well, the mouse I have already reviewed in the previous video at the same day, and right now it's still downstairs and nobody came to pick it up. And also my dad said it will be waiting for like 1 month for somebody else to get the package. So I think I'm not going to show it to you what it looks like, because, well, right now everything have packet and it's in the delivery package anyway. And for the video right here, so I'm going to put the links for both the new and the old playlist in the description, or maybe for an actual video I'm going to put it somewhere else in this video. So it mostly depends. And now back to the video. So after I found that fake Weibo magic mouse, so I immediately decided to get a better one, and it is RGB mouse this time, like what I promised to myself in the previous video. And it's because I just wanted to match my RGB keyboard that I have, my Tsunami MK61. So, and oh, speaking of MK61, so I have already done a review about this, so it will be for an actual video of me reviewing this Tsunami MK61. I'm going to put it somewhere else in this video randomly. It mostly depends on my edits too. And without any further nonsense ado, please enjoy the intro sequence of me unboxing this thing out of the delivery box. So, and without any further nonsense ado, or any further hesitation, let's get this thing right to our block, boys. Alright, so inside the box, got what seems to be the paper for the delivery service or something. So we're just going to throw that away. Okay, inside the box, we got the RGB mouse itself, bubble wrap. Alright, so and here it is, our Nubwo NM89W wireless gaming mouse. It has RGB lining right there. And right now I'm going to take it out of the bubble wrapping, which this time is really easy. So pretty easy to take out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so and here's our Nubwo NM89W wireless gaming mouse once again. And here's the features right here. Here it says time to upgrade your item. And here it says eSport Nubwo Edition. And it features 2.4G wireless and Bluetooth 5.1 in dual mode. And here's some bunch of stuff like the maximum speed for your cursor pointing speed. And here's what it says about USB 2.0 plug and play, which is really nice. What's over there is nothing. On the back right there tells you about the full specs of the mouse, which I'm not going to get into the detail that much. And here's information about the product right there. And it's made in China, absolutely. Alright, so right now I'm going to cut off the seal. There we go. Pretty easy. Come on. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Inside the box, we got the mouse itself. Alright, so and here is the user manual for the Nubwo NM89W RGB wireless 0.4G plus Bluetooth gaming mouse. And this user manual right here, which I didn't even notice it during unboxing, is because I wasn't checked properly during unboxing. So, but at first glance, I thought it doesn't even come with the user manual or warranty or something. But hey, it actually gives you the user manual in the box. As you can see that as I open up the pamphlet right here, you can see that the inside, it tells you about how to use the gaming mouse right here. And it says please put on switch position and press match code switch if light flicker in green is for 2.4G mode, and press scan with flicker in red which is matched for Bluetooth. And here's talks about off, the LED switch turn on and off, all of that stuff. And here's some deep detail which I'm not going to get into that much. And here's talks about the parts of the Nubwo gaming mouse right here. I think it's not that much actually, so it's just some basic gaming mouse with RGB. As soon as I open up behind this pamphlet right here where it talks about the parts in English, it reveals my language inside there. Which for good reason, I'm going to show it to you what it looks like. And hey, can you read all of this? I bet you will if you know Thai enough. And if you don't know Thai, it's okay, it's up to you now. And here's what it looks like once again. In Thai language, the same thing. It's the same thing as what it says in English anyways. And that was really it, the Nubwo gaming mouse user manual right here, which I wasn't even noticed it during unboxing. Well, break that up basically. Alright, so in here is a Nubwo wireless mouse. It looks bigger than expected. Look at that. So I got this one in black. So it feels like, it looks like some sort of a plasticky gaming mouse going on here. You see? You've got some basic left and right click scroll wheel and the adjustment for your cursor speed of that stuff. And here is the left and right to adjust something else. And on the bottom right there, you will get a switch right there for your mouse and the LED switch. And here's the 2.4G wireless receiver right there, the dedicated slot for it. Those really basic. And here is a Mercedes button right there, which I'm going to figure it out in later. So once again, inside the box, we also got the USB Type-C, which is really nice. Alright, so here is your USB Type-C for charging this dedicated mouse right here. And it's just some basic USB Type-C going on here. And also on the front right there, you also got the USB Type-C charging port, which is really nice to have that, since it actually gives me this USB Type-C here. And alright, so I think there's nothing left that I'm going to say about this Nubwo mouse right here. And right now, I'm going to get this thing to an actual test to see of what this mouse right here will actually going to look like when there's an RGB. And right now, without further ado, let's get this Nubwo, whatever it is, a model. So I'm going to figure it out. So, and right now, without further ado, let's put this thing into my BMAX MacBook. Alright, so as you can see here right now, I have my MacBook all set up, and right now I'm going to type in my password again. As you can see right now, I have my MacBook all set up right here. I almost said MacBook. And you can see that right now I have this BMAX MacBook all set up and everything, and including everything that is still working on this laptop. And you can see the lovely blue cipher background that I just set. So not a long time ago though, I set this background up. So, and right now I'm going to get this Nubwo gaming mouse right here to work. And so first of all, I'm going to get the 2.4G receiver to work, which I'm just going to use the cutter right here to tear that out, just in case. It's just going to come out like that, and here's what it looks like. 2.4G receiver, which is about the same as this office mouse that I'm using with this MacBook right here, except there's no branding on it. And this one, it has a brand, which is a Philips one. So this one is a Philips office mouse. So, which I think it's going to be the same thing as anyways. And right now, I'm going to turn it on. And as you can see here right now, I have the green light flashing, which that means right now I have switched to the 2.4G mode. And right now I'm going to connect it to my laptop to see if my laptop would actually going to recognize it or not. But I bet it's going to do a wheel. So come on, let's do this. I bet it will. Oh, there we go. Oh, and what happened? Oh, there we go. And as you can see here right now, I have this Nubwo gaming mouse right here to work. And you can see that right now it is working, and you can see that it's just looking like that. And clicking off that stuff works, as well as the right click, which also works. And how about scroll wheel, which I'm going to do character drawings just for demonstration. And you can see that for the scroll wheel, which it does work. And as I press the scroll wheel right here itself, and what is that? Okay, so for the scroll wheel right here, which I'm gonna say it actually does work, so but it's a lot smoother than what I expected from the Office mouse, which is just a press sticky scroll wheel right there. But this one is just actually made in a rubber, which that means the smoother the scroll wheel goes. And I know these two buttons right here are actually designed for gaming, but well, and I'm gonna say these two buttons right here do work, but especially for gaming, which unfortunately I didn't have any Minecraft on this one. So I think in the future I'm going to buy Minecraft on this laptop anyway. So and for the future laptop that I'm going to buy too. But as for now, I'm going to be using this BMAX MacBook right here as my mainstream. So, and you can see that the scroll wheel is working fine, as well as these two buttons right here that is actually designed for gaming. And okay, so that's really it. And for the 2.4G wireless receiver mode right here, which I could say it does work though. It does actually work. So it is pretty much responsive, and it is actually about the same as this Philips Office mouse right here. But except this thing right here, it doesn't even have Bluetooth mode. It's just an only 2.4G wireless mouse, and that's it. And even though it actually gives me the slot right here where I can just put that in, you can see that there's a placeholder right there for the receiver. And okay, so right now I'm going to disconnect it, and right now I'm going to turn on Bluetooth on this thing, which I think this button right here is going to change to a Bluetooth mode. And as you can see here right now, I have the red light flashing, which right now is on Bluetooth mode. And on the package, it actually claims that it has a Bluetooth 5.1, which is that true or not? Let's find that out. Alright, so right now I'm going to turn on Bluetooth on my laptop and wait for it to recognize. Is there anything? Oh, there we go. It says new BT 5.1 mouse found. To put your mouse, select connect. There we go. Connect it up. Wait for it, and it is ready to go. As you can see here right now, I have this Bluetooth mode on, and you can see that it is pretty responsive. And I think it is going to be an requirement to what I was using the wireless 2.4G receiver right here. But except there is a little bit of a slight tiny of delay going on here. But I think it's not that much. I think so. It's not that much. So for the delay that it is actually, it's not noticeable, but you might going to see a bit of tiny amount of delay going on here when using Bluetooth, which I think it is pretty normal when it comes to using Bluetooth devices like this one right here. But which I'm gonna say this thing has dual mode, which I can rather use the 2.4G receiver or the Bluetooth on this thing, which unfortunately I can't do wire mode on this one. So, and that is only good for charging. So, and I'm gonna say it's pretty much responsive, as well as the right click, no absolute delay noticeable at all. And I go to important files and can see all of the stuff. And okay, so for the Bluetooth 5.1 mode on this thing, which I could say is pretty much responsive as when using the 2.4G wireless receiver, but except for there's some tiny amount of delay going on here, but I think it's not that much. Okay, so clicking stuff, those work though. And for the good reason, I have moved the camera off the way a bit just to get into the view of what I'm doing with the mouse. And right now I have this Ryukin VM VirtualBox on, and you can see that right now I have this Windows 10 early build version right here. And right now I'm going to start it, which this might take a while to start up. So, and right now it's powering the VM up. Alright, so right now it's booting up. Just move that notification tab away and just wait for it to finish booting up. Alright, so as you can see here right now, I have this virtual machine on, and you can see that right now it's running on Windows 10 early build 9926. And here is the profile that I've set on this. So, and I'm not going to show it to you what it looks like. So, alright, so right now I have typed my password and everything, and there it is. And it's doing stuff. Oh, there we go. And you can see that it's working. You have new apps that you can tell this file. What is that? And okay, so right now I'm going to navigate through things around. Okay, here is my familiar paint that I was been familiar with since using Windows 10. And right now I'm going to resize it. Okay, so I think this is enough. What the? What happened? What the? What's happening? Okay, so right now I'm going to draw a smiley face on this. There's also a smiley face on there. And right now I'm going to draw some elements. Do you know what I'm going to draw? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to set the cursor speed. Oh, there we go. This is what I desire. Okay, so here's what it looks like. And I'm just going to erase some unused elements. That. Oh, there we go. And there we go. Here's what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. Get an idea of what my mouse code would look like. And some eyes detail on there as well. I'm going to add my nose as well. And my beard, just looking like that. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Okay, so when it comes to using paint program with this Nubwo mouse right here, which I'm gonna say is way much better than using this office mouse right here. But since on this office mouse right here, the left click somehow, if I wasn't pushing hard enough, is not going to be usable and it's just going to skip where. Okay, you know what I mean? I'm going to demonstrate for you what it looks like. So right now I'm going to connect it. Come on. And you have noticed it already. If I wasn't pushing hard enough on the left click, it's just not going to do anything. And for example, if I want to draw a polygon, and okay, there we go. Okay, you see that? You see that? So as soon as I wasn't pressed hard enough on a Philips mouse left click, which is just not going to do anything and it's just going to skip like what you see here. So, and that's why my Nubwo Gaming Mouse is come to a replacement to this Philips Office mouse that I've been using since I got this BMAX MacBook. And okay, so which that means on a Nubwo mouse, which it is going to be warm. What did I just say? And which that means on Nubwo RGB Gaming Mouse, which is going to be way more better than this old one right here that I got with the BMAX. So, which for example, if I want to draw lines on this, which is no absolute delay at all, and there's not even some skip like this. Okay, so I think that's enough. So for playing and messing around with this Nubwo mouse with virtual machine right here, which I'm gonna say this gaming mouse right here is way more better than the office mouse that I'm using with the BMAX, which I'm gonna say this Philips mouse right here somehow is just, well, you know, is a normal office mouse that is actually not designed for gaming and all of that stuff. It's only designed for home and office use. And okay, so right now I'm going to turn off the virtual machine like that. Just wait for it to shut down entirely. That was faster than I expected. And so when it comes to using this Nubwo Gaming Mouse right here, which I'm gonna say this thing right here is just way more better than those office mouse that I've been using. And I'm gonna say this Nubwo Gaming Mouse right here, at first glance I thought it was going to be small as this one, but when you compare the size between this office mouse and this Nubwo Gaming Mouse right here, you can see that it has a bit of difference in size right here. This one is quite smaller and is universal for all size of hands, but somehow it's just going to be like, well, if I was using this mouse long enough, it's just going to get a fatigue and, well, a hand fatigue. And meanwhile, this one right here, it is actually especially made for the same size as a palm hand, which is actually going to provide a much longer use than what it is. And I'm gonna say it does work and it does responsive of that stuff. which I think is going to be same goes to the 2.4G wireless receiver anyways. So and right now I'm going to turn it off just to set the battery power. Oh come on, just turn it off. Okay, so right now I have turned it off, and right now I'm going to disconnect from Bluetooth, and I have turned the Bluetooth off on this laptop. And right now, so does it work with Android? Which I'm gonna say I think it will. So, and speaking of Android, I have my personal phone right here to work. And right now I'm going to take off the case just in case. And right now I'm going to turn on Bluetooth on this thing too. And just missed that. Oh, that's my mom. That's my mom's photo on there. Okay, so right now I'm going to turn on Bluetooth on this thing. And right now I'm going to turn on Bluetooth on my phone too. Just wait for it. Oh, come on. Do something please. Pair a new device, and it recognizes as BT 5.1 mouse, the same as what it is on my laptop. And right now I'm going to pair it. Pair please. Okay, there we go. And right now it is working. As you can see the cursor on my phone. And right now I'm going to go back and navigate through the stuff. Oh, what the? What is happening? Okay, so and here's what it looks like when it comes to using Android with this Nubwo mouse right here. And here's the, well, you know, the lowest speed that you can get on this mouse. I think I have set to high speed somehow. So I don't remember I was using at the low speed, of course. And okay, so everything works on this. Just clear them up. And you can see that everything is working fine as always. As soon as I click on stuff, it's just going to be like that. Some noise and stuff. Stuff. And how about equalizer, which is just going to turn on like that. Oh, there we go. It's just turn on equalizer. And okay, so for when it comes to using a mouse on a phone, which I'm gonna say for this Nubwo gaming mouse right here, which is quite responsible as what it is you've been using laptop. It's quite responsible. It is pretty much responsible as what it is on my laptop. So it's quite responsible. So as what I'm using on a laptop. So I'm gonna say, and right now I'm just going to turn off Bluetooth just to set the battery power on this mouse. And unfortunately I didn't test its 2.4G receiver right here with this phone right here, but since I'm just going to do Bluetooth and all of that stuff anyways, but since, well, it has a Type-C and I'm going to need an adapter for it, but somehow I was really lazy to do that. I'm not going to do a 2.4G receiver on this phone. So that was basically it for a long test of this Nubwo NM89W Dual 2.4G and Bluetooth RGB Gaming Mouse. So all my conclusions that I have with this. So I'm gonna say for my first impressions when I use this mouse right here, which I'm gonna say it has a pretty much economic design, and it is actually specially designed to fit on a wall palm hand, which I think it is actually going to be more comfortable than what I was using on an office mouse like this one right here. And this I bought for like 368 Thailand bahts, which, well, for a really cheap price here in Thailand, this is what you're gonna get. So I didn't test the RGB on this thing though. So, and well, you know what? I was just going to test the RGBs on this thing, which I really like to see those. But despite having an RGB strip all over the body of the Nubwo gaming mouse right here, which I'm gonna say this is what you're gonna get on a budget for this type of gaming stuff right here. So although you only got an RGB that it doesn't even do anything, you can't even set your custom RGB presets that you might going to find on the expensive ones, which I'm gonna say I think this is actually going to be enough to match my Tsunami AK61 RGB gaming keyboard, which, well, a mechanical keyboard. And okay, but despite an economic design and a beautiful RGB strips that we have seen previously, which I gotta say for a beautiful design and economic design, which everything is actually going to all fit on this Nubwo RGB gaming mouse right here, which I think is really nice to have a dual mode on this mouse, which I think it is going to be good for both using Bluetooth and 2.4G wireless receiver. But although unfortunately I couldn't get this thing to work on a wire mode, which I'm going to show to you what it looks like. Okay, so right now I'm going to connect it up. Okay, and you can see that it's just charging. It's just charging the entire thing, and it's not being used. Just look at this. Or maybe this thing it is actually entirely designed for use with wireless only and not the wire. So it's only for wireless, not the wire. So and okay. So what are my final thoughts? Well, participate a cheap RGB gaming mouse on this, which I could say I think is actually going to be enough for using like a long period of time, and it would not cause the hand fatigue like what on the other office mouse do. So I think this one right here has a Bluebird rechargeable battery and can recharge it to the Type-C. But meanwhile, this one right here, it powers from the 1 AA battery, and I have to recharge it at any time. But since I have this Sanyo white rechargeable battery inside here, and I think this thing right here is going to be enough to do all of my everyday stuff, and including drawing something on paint. And I think there's no more delay on this left click all over again. And I don't know how long it's gonna last, and I will see off camera. And okay, so that's basically it for this video. And well, I think this Nubwo NM89W wireless gaming mouse right here is going to be a perfect start for having an RGB gaming mouse. And well, I think this is going to be a perfect start that I'm going to have with this Nubwo RGB gaming mouse right here, that it has both the Bluetooth and the wireless, and there's no wire function unfortunately. So, and the only thing that it actually does is just charging, and that's it. So no wire functionality on this. And okay, so that's basically it for the review of the Nubwo NM89W wireless dual mode gaming RGB mouse. And okay, so that's basically it for this video, and don't forget to leave us a like, comment, and also the most importantly, guys, is to consider subscribing to my channel. And I do appreciate that, and I will see you guys later the next week, where I'm going to do more hearty content like this for you guys. And well, especially for more reviewing stuff like this. And well, last for now, and we'll see you there in the next video. Bye! What did I just say?